This is Andi Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by cruiserweight Nathan Thorley over Zoom. Nathan, first and foremost, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good, locked in a hotel room, but I'm doing all right.
Well, that's the main thing, mate. Obviously, you're doing well. Let's obviously kind of get into the past few hours. How have you found kind of the journey journey down to Brentwood, and obviously the procedures that you've had to go through with regards to COVID testing and being locked in your room now?
Well, the journey up was all right. It didn't take too long. I think it was only 3 hours. Went really quick. Got straight away then in, had to check in, have the COVID test, which is interesting. It's not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's still interesting. Something being rammed up your conch. And then being sent to the room. So from about 1:30, I've been stuck in the room, and I won't get results now till tomorrow morning.
What have you been doing to try and kind of take up the time that you've got at the minute?
Do you know what? It's watching telly, talking to family members, talking to my missus. Other than that, it's bugger all else to do, apart from Kip.
I mean, how much different? I know it's only the first day, but how much different do you has so far the experience been at the beginning of this fight week to what you're used to, and how much different are you expecting it to be as the days progress?
It's massively different, to be honest, because normally I'd be out doing whatever I want to do. I'd be in the gym. I'd be, just going about day to day, really. But I think the rest of the week is going to be really interesting. We'll have the live press conferences and stuff, the live weigh-in as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good week, a busy week, but just all prepared for Friday, and I just can't wait for Friday.
I know, obviously, we've heard that once you get your results back, hopefully everybody is negative and all the fights can go ahead. But when you get your results back, you're all able to kind of mingle with each other in the hotel. Has it come across your mind that you could end up just kind of going outside and yourself and CBS will both be sat there kind of opposite each other?
To be honest, it haven't. We'll probably say, we might say hello, we might not. We'll fight Friday and we'll probably be all right. But at the moment, it's like, well, he wants to rip my head off and I want to rip his head off. So it's the tension. There's tension there, but we're not being idiots about it. Do you know what I mean? Like posting, but horrible shit. So, it is what it is. And you just got to deal with it, put up with it, and crack on.
Now, let's obviously get into the fight on Friday night and just kind of talk to me about, Chris, and what are you expecting from him on Friday night?
I'm expecting him to come in. I know he's a bit of a fast starter, so I'm expecting him to start quite relatively quick. He's big, he's strong, so I'm gonna work it out. But I'm in there to win. I'm not here to just be like just to bend over and say, yeah, crack on. I'm here to bring this belt back to Cardiff, and he got a good variety of shots, head and body. So I'm expecting that to be good as well from him. But it's things we've worked on, and I'm ready for.
What should we expect from yourself come Friday, and how are you expecting the fight to play out from a stylistic standpoint?
I think because we're both big and awkward, so it might be, it could be quite standoffish the first couple of rounds. But then, coming up from light heavyweight, it doesn't look like I carry power going on my record, but I do carry power. So, I think it's one of them ones. It could be one of them ones whoever lands first. He's heavy-handed, and I'm heavy-handed. Since I've been with Gary, I've come on leaps and bounds. So I believe that if I catch him, he could go. If he catches me, I could possibly go. We're 14 stone 4, and we don't tickle up here.
Obviously, I did an interview with Gary earlier, and he mentioned that even though you have a very positive record, a winning record, these last couple of years have kind of been frustrating for yourself because you haven't had the right opportunity, you haven't had a big opportunity up until now. With that being said, obviously Chris has had opportunities, he's been on Sky shows previously, but who do you feel there's more pressure on? Do you feel there's more pressure on yourself to make the most of Friday night, or more on Chris because he's obviously experienced it all before and he's the favourite going into the fight?
I haven't had the best like last couple of 2 years in boxing. I won a world title and I kind of just went backwards. with the wrong people. But personally, myself, I've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So for me, there's no pressure on me. I'm coming up to box my heart out, and give everything I can. Um, he might think there's no pressure on him, but he's coming in as the champion. He wants to keep the belt, so there is a bit of pressure on him to win. But for me, I've got nothing to lose. I've got everything to gain, and I'm going to.
Obviously, shows being behind closed doors as well. How do you feel you'll benefit, or do you feel you will benefit? Sorry, or do you think it will kind of be not a hindrance, but it won't necessarily work in your favour boxing without your fans there?
Don't get me wrong. I love my fans, and my fans love me. And it's great. I love the atmosphere, and it's great having them there. But I've boxed on. I've boxed. I think my last fight I boxed in York Hall at 2:45 in the afternoon with nobody there. I've boxed on shows where there isn't anybody there, so I'm kind of used to it. So it doesn't really. I don't think it'll really affect me. If you can get motivated with a crowd, and you need that motivation with a crowd, then I think you're doing something wrong if you can't motivate yourself.
Obviously, we had the first fight camp show this past weekend. Nathan, but I'm sure you've seen at least highlights, and you've seen the settings and what have you. With that in mind, what did you make of the first fight camp show?
Oh, I thought it was fantastic. The setup was really good. It's a bit mad when they announce your name and nobody cheers, but other than that, it looks really, really good.
I obviously have to ask you, did you catch any other fights this past weekend?
I watched Gavin Gwynn. Shame by the result. Gavin's a tough boy, but Tennyson is also a tough boy who can punch as well. So it's, we had his work cut out with Tennyson. So, hats off to him. He gave everything he had, and unfortunately come up a little bit unstuck. Also watched Villili and
Wardley.
That's the one. Yeah, I think Wardley is really good. I think he's going to be a top heavyweight. Other than that, I didn't watch any of the others.
So you didn't watch the headline fight?
No, I didn't watch it. No, I would just get home and just sort all my stuff out and get my head down. Really.
No, that's fair. That's fair enough, Nathan. But obviously, just with kind of being able to see how the first show was produced, has it given you a much better idea for yourself as to what to expect and to kind of work out how to cope with the different surroundings to what you're used to? And we saw pyrotechnics of the first show. I don't know if we will in the second show, but little things that you can kind of get ready for and anticipate.
Yeah, obviously, me being the second one on now, I know what I'm going into. I'm not going into something blind, and I'm actually looking forward to boxing outdoors. I think it'll be quite cool. The cool keep us cool, like the air to be cooling. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I know what I'm going into now. I'm not, like I say, I'm not going in blind to it.
Now, I also want to touch on your sparring. We know that you've shared the ring with Enzo Maccarinelli over the past few months in terms of your preparations. Just talk to me about that. And when you are in the ring with Enzo, just how tough a competitive edge does he still have?
Let's put it this way: Enzo is still Enzo. He might be 39, but he hasn't lost it. He hasn't lost it. We're sparring in a small ring, so with Enzo, he starts fast. The paces are very quick, and let's not get anything twisted. The man can punch. He's really heavy-handed. But I'm holding my own with a really good competitive spars, and I feel great coming out of there. And when Enzo was helping me with my prep, he's been helping with my preparations on little tips. He's been there, bought a t-shirt at the weight. So being around him and doing work with him has been vital for me.
We've obviously seen, Enzo's kind of teased that he's been considering whether to have, a comeback fight to get back in the ring once more at least. When you've shared the ring with him in sparring, has he given you the belief that if he was to come back, he still has something to offer to the sport?
Yeah, I think so. At British level, I think he could wipe out most of these boys. He's still very, very capable. Very capable.
Nathan, we will leave that there then, and I will leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. But before I let you go, a final message to Chris Billam-Smith. What would you like to say to him?
I'm coming Friday, so you better look out.
Nathan, a final message to everyone who will tune in to watch your bout on Friday night.
Tune in, give me a follow, and I might follow you back if I remember when I win it. And just thank you very much, guys.
Nathan, it's been a pleasure to talk to you. Obviously, best of luck with the rest of your week and preparations, and of course with the fight. Thank you for your time, and thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you very much, mate. No worries at all.